first thing we'll do is using a 8mm, take this banjo union off, see what's underneath here. Okay, so that just comes off. Has got a crush washer underneath it, so we will leave that as one lump. Clean that up when we get to it. That's the first bit. I think the thread looks okay on there. I don't know whether to helicoil it while we're in there or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a spanner and we're going to carefully take this off, and then that should allow us to get this spring off, I believe. But I've got to be careful because if I break this spring, I'll probably unobtain him. So let's go and get a spanner. But I'm going to try and film most of this, because if something happens and oh Jesus, that's on there tight. Not sure that's meant to come undone. I need some way of holding this. That's got it. That's a 10mm nut, that one. There's a washer underneath. There we go. And that's off. There's the spring. Excellent. It's coming apart nicely. And that's got a washer underneath as well. So that's the order in which it goes back in. I'm just going to get myself a quick photo of this, just so I know what way that round that goes. Probably going a bit overboard on this, but I've stripped the mechanism out, cleaned all the parts up, put them in one bag so we know exactly that's one lot. Then what I'm going to do is photograph how this goes together, strip this down and put this in another bag. And then when we come to reassembly, we've only got the parts we need for each piece actually in their bags. Now this goes crush washer, fibre washer, main unit, what's going on? Well, I thought they were fibre washers, but they're not. They're crush washers, and they look to have got a load of gunk on them. And you can see the bits of orange that have come out as well. So according to my book that I've got here, it is just oil pump washers. So there shouldn't be any gunk in there. So anyway, I've cleaned that way up. We'll put all that in the bag and then we'll start stripping the internals of the pump. Right. Let's venture in. Oh, hang on, I'll just get a picture that I'm going in this end first. As I say, I'm taking loads of photos as I go, because having not taken one of these apart before and there not being much information on doing so. Oh, that was really loose. These screws weren't tight at all. That's where the whole thing explodes and shoots out. Does that cover come off? Not easily. There we go. Oh, that comes out with a little tag that goes in to a little slot. So I need to get a picture of that. Hold on. Now there is an O-ring that seals around here, a black one. So that's obviously the join for that, and then this tang goes into the little slot here when it goes back together, so it can only go on that way. There doesn't seem to be anything else I can take out of there because that goes all the way through. It looks like it's cast in. So I wouldn't like to say how that came out unless it just pulls out. I don't know, let's have a go. Does it pull out? Not that I can see. Okay, so let me clean these bits up and we'll get them in a bag. And then we'll ship down the other end and take the other end off. Yeah. Right, let's venture in the other end. These screws are quite loose. Whether they've vibrated loose over time, I don't know, but definitely make sure they go back in a bit tighter than that. Whoa, these are long screws. Very long screws. Now what's coming off here? Does this separate? Looks like it does. Yeah. There we go. You can see it's separated here. Whoa! Okay. Let's come out. It's like a piston. Jesus, that ain't going back in. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, Jesus, that's not going back in. Oh well, so what we've got to note here is that that has come out now, and there's a notch at the top with a gasket ring on it, little sealing ring there, you can see. Come on, stand up. Right. And then on this part, this has got this little notch at the top. That's got to go in with the notch at the top, so that the pointy bit here goes into that bit at the top. Not sure whether this comes out of here either. Yes, it does. Whoa, hang on. We need to know how that goes. There's a screw or something knocking about in here. Looks like a screw or a piston. Right, let me just get some quick photos of this before we lose how this goes together. Wow. Yeah, there's also, just for information, there's a little hole at the top here, and you can see the shape of the gasket on there, so that hole goes up the top. So oil or something is coming down where that notch is. So when I put that back together, that has to go in like so with the extra little hole, i.e. this one at the top here, at the top. Right, let's give this a wipe off. And then down inside here, there's some sort of plunger thing, which is hard to see. Sitting down inside there, then there's an O-ring in there as well. It's probably going to be quite hard to get the O-ring out, so I don't know whether to have a go at that or not. I'll have a think on that, but let me just note how all this goes, get some pictures. This also has the notched end at the end opposite where the O-ring goes. So on the shorter stub end, without the O-ring here, you can see that side for the O-ring, this side for the spring. In theory, that's stripped enough now. I need to put a measure down through here and see and get a torch and have a look down there, see how deep they are. Then I could drill those two. Then I've got the other one on here. I need to have a look down this one as well, but that's still got that shaft in, so I don't really want to go down there. Let me go and get my vernier and we'll have a little see how deep we need to drill. Right, let's have a measure. So we've got 14mm depth there. Depth there. And 19mm depth there. Okay, I'll do a bit more digging, but I think I'm going to end the video there. We've got quite a way, we've got the pump sort of apart. We still need to get it apart a bit more, I think, because I can't go drilling here with this mechanism below. So that needs to come out. And then I've also got down in there, we seem to have got something stuck in the middle there, which I'm assuming is connected to this and won't come out unless this comes out. So that's the next thing to work out. But a good bit of progress made. Never been inside one of these, and I've got to do this because to buy one of these, just this pump, second hand, if you can find one, you're talking minimum 120 quid for a pump, and I'll probably have to do the same thing again. It'll probably be all stripped. And I have seen these going for as much as £250 just for the pump, because you just can't get them anymore. And obviously without this, you're not really going to be running the bike. So yeah, it's where we are. So catch you in part 2. Any questions, feel free to ask, but I may not be able to answer them.